Disclaimer. The
Disclaimer.
following is a review/parody for entertainment and comedy purposes, and I don't own any of the clips shown. The copyright of Sonic the Hedgehog does not belong to me. Here we are, the last obscure Sonic game to review for the mini-series. This time I'm looking at Sonic Riders on the Nintendo GameCube, Microsoft Xbox, and Sony PlayStation 2. It was released February 21st, 2006 in North America, February 23rd, 2006 in Japan, March 17th, 2006 in Europe, and March 23rd, 2006 in Australia. There was supposed to be a Sonic game with skateboarding called Sonic Extreme. Don't confuse it for Sonic Extreme on the Sega Saturn, another ironically cancelled title. This time, the word extreme is properly spelled. Sonic Riders was then announced, sharing similarities to the scrap title, and you could probably tell that it was cancelled because this game exists. Now, when regarding the topic of bad Sonic games, this game seems to come to people's minds sometimes, and I think I know why. A, it came out in the 2005 through 2009 era, which is considered the dark age of Sonic, and this game came out before you know what. B, probably because of its bad sequels, and while I see why one would dislike Zero Gravity, I thought it was decent, but Free Riders, we don't talk about that one around here. And C, it's a questionable premise. Sonic and his friends on airboards, people just say, why does Sonic need an airboard? Isn't he fast enough without it? Can't you dorks just think for a second and not be so critical all the time? He rides on airboards because those are the rules. Now that I'm done with that little tangent, let's talk about the story. The story is actually like previous Sonic games. One big narrative divided into multiple perspectives. There's a hero story and a Babylon story, so let's see what we've got this time. We start off with the Babylon Rogues and their blimp. This game was the introduction of the Babylon Rogues. Obviously, in the 1998 through 2008 timeline, the series was constantly introducing new characters, and these characters would stick around for the whole Riders trilogy. I like that. It keeps them within continuity of each other, but about the characters themselves, the only one that I really like is Jet. Of course, voiced by ya boy, Jason Griffith. Fun fact, Jason also voices the monkey in a Danimals commercial. This guy's got some talent. The other rogues, they're alright, but again, the only one that's above average is Jet. Enough about the rogues, though. Storm comes in the room and says that someone would like to speak to him. This someone is Dr. Eggman, of course. He wants the key to Babylon Garden. Eggman then whispers some stuff into Jet's ear, and Jet talks about stealing a Chaos Emerald. Eggman tells Jet about Sonic, and he accepts this as a challenge. Team Sonic are also looking for a Chaos Emerald, and all at once the rogues show up. During their encounter, Knuckles knocks Storm off of his board, and Tails sees something there that will hint to something later on. The rogues start to escape, so Sonic steals Storm's board. Wait, Sonic steals Storm's board? Sonic committed a crime! Where's G.O.N. when you need them? He takes Storm's board and goes after Jet, and I swear, they use in-game sound effects when they're bumping into each other, and Jet tries to grab Sonic. But Jet dives down and knocks Sonic off the board, taunts him, and escapes.
The next day,
Dr. Eggman is now hosting the X World Grand Prix, a racing tournament for contestants who use extreme gear. See, I told you those were the rules. The entry fee for the race is 1 Chaos Emerald. He displays the current contestants on the screen, and when Jet is shown, Sonic gets the motivation to join the race. Later on, after many races and other random events, we are at the finale of the Prix in Sand Ruins. Sonic is in the lead, but earlier Wave checked out Sonic's gear and she put something on it. Tails later tweaks Sonic's gear after this, and he clearly should have noticed that there was a bomb there. Tails, you done goofed. That bomb explodes, causing Sonic to lose the race. This is your fault, Tails! Due to Team Sonic's loss, Jet is given the prize of the key to Babylon and summons it in still a lesser time than how long Metal Sonic takes to transform in Sonic Heroes. But Eggman steals it from Jet, and Team Sonic goes after him. Tails gives him a new airboard, so he goes after Eggman, but Jet wants to get to him first, so it's time for another competition. While they're doing that, the rest of the gang are getting chased by Eggman's robots. Sonic proves to Jet that even without wings, he can still fly! He goes to confront Eggman, but it turns out he's taken Amy hostage, but Sonic just charges right into him and doesn't even care. He grabs the key to Babylon Garden from Eggman and actually gives it to Jet. Amy, of course, gets Iblis triggered about Sonic attacking Eggman like that. Oh boy, here we go again! So while he's busy with that, Jet takes advantage of his new toy and opens this door, which awakens a genie inside. After beating it, a chest appears and Eggman arrives. With guns. This came out before Shadow the Hedgehog, folks. But seriously, Shadow isn't as edgy as people say he is. He wants the treasure, which Jet throws at him, but it's a carpet, and Eggy isn't very happy about this. And after all that, you can actually use the carpet in gameplay, which I'll talk about in a second, but it's a pretty good story. It does have flaws, like Sonic not questioning the pre, and Chaos Emeralds are the entry fee to the pre, but you see them used as an entry to the final race. But overall, it's a pretty entertaining story, and it could be pretty funny sometimes. Now it's time for that gameplay. Obviously, this isn't like your regular Sonic game. This is a racing spin-off, so of course, you're racing 3 laps around the tracks. The courses are well designed and fit the control scheme well. The controls are good. I don't think you can turn the camera, but that's fine because I've been playing this game for many years, and the camera wasn't even a thought until writing this review. I played the PS2 version because why not? But the X button is used to jump, the circle button is used to do a quick boost of speed, and drifting can be done by holding left or right on the joystick and holding R1 at the same time. Very simple control scheme, and that's the way I like it. Your characters need air, otherwise they'll be off their gear and have to run on the track to find a way to refill it by either finding a pit stop or doing tricks. And doing tricks in this game is quite satisfying. Speaking of satisfying, playing this game will take some practice. You should memorize the tracks and find all the shortcuts, but once you do, you feel accomplished, and I give the game bonus points for that. While this can be a bit of a negative towards others, I see it as a positive, but that's okay. There are 3 different character types: Speed, Fly, and Power. Basically the Sonic Heroes character types. Each character type has their own special ability. Speed characters can ride on rails, Fly characters can fly through rings, and Power characters can smash through stage hazards. I don't really have a favorite character type, but my favorite to use is Shadow. There are more things to do other than regular races like mission mode, but they're not that great, although they are completely optional. You could level up with the amount of rings you collect. It increases your speed, air gauge, and you could do a stronger attack. At level 2, Shadow can roundhouse kick people. Sonic 06 confirmed! In terms of the negatives, when you bump into a wall, you carry all of your momentum with you, and you bounce off of it like a ping pong ball, so it can become difficult to go back to a good position. When you attack someone, it locks you to that player for a few seconds, which can both help and hurt you. Sometimes the placement of the flight rings can be a bit questionable, but this is really only once or twice. And when you fall off the track, sometimes it'll take you back a long way, which can cost you the race. I get that there should be some kind of punishment, but not like that. Just take away my ring count or something. The graphics are pretty good. Even the PS2 version looks good this time around. I just have one complaint. Look at this artwork. I love the cell shading on it. The writer's art is probably some of my favorite artwork in the whole series, but the game itself doesn't use a cell-shaded art style like Jet Set Radio or Ultimate Spider-Man does, but it still looks nice regardless. Hey, at least there's that neat anime-ish opening cutscene. The soundtrack is pretty underrated. I think that every song is good, but Metal City and Sand Ruins are amazing. I actually put Sand Ruins on my playlist of my favorite 3D Sonic music. Yes, it is that good to me. Overall, I think that the original Sonic Riders is quite good. While it can be a bit bumpy at times, really, what Sonic game isn't? If you haven't given it a shot, go ahead if you'd like, and maybe even Zero Gravity. But just avoid Free Riders. I think that the original Riders is not only the best Sonic racing game, but the best Sonic spin-off. Now, it's time to say something I'm gonna get a lot of hate for. I think that this game is better than Colors. Yeah, I said that. I think that the racing spin-off game that a lot of people don't really like is better than one of the most praised modern Sonic titles. But hey, welcome to my channel. I express my opinion no matter how unpopular it is, especially for the next two reviews. Join me next time where I express my unpopular opinion on one of the most hated Sonic games of all time, Sonic 06. I hope that you all enjoyed the review. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I hope to see you all later. Bye. I love this shell shape. I cannot pronounce that for the life of me. I may as well go to Shell City now.